I'm good, and I apologize for this weird echo. I'm in a hotel hallway, so I'm at an event, so
No, it's not bad.
I apologize. So I want to know first, how did this fight come about? Because it seems like it came out of nowhere, but I'm sure that there was a lot of planning. Did you ask for it, or did Bare Knuckle want it? What was the game plan there?
Hmm. I think I brought it up on Twitter because I was, supposed to be fighting Jake Paul or Tommy, and um, I saw Luke calling out Jake, so I called out Luke and said, I'll outbox you. So maybe he saw that, and then Bare Knuckle. Maybe they were already in talks with him. Um, just trying to get a hold of, just get his attention, to come over here and try it out. So, and I honestly think I am going to outbox him. So, you know, interesting matchup.
Was that ever a fight that you thought you would ever get? I mean, when you guys were in the UFC, your paths didn't cross exactly. So was that something that was on your radar for a while, or was that something that you just kind of had that idea with that tweet?
Yeah, it was just something with the tweet and, you know, watching Luke's boxing. I thought, it was a good call out considering he is bigger opponent, and he's up a weight class. So gives me the opportunity to really test myself and my limits, and see how far I've come and how far I'm gone, and like, what was the next step after the MVP fight. It was like, what's another opportunity that makes sense and is a big name that gets me excited, that wakes me up in the morning and makes me want to train and get stronger. So I think that's really important. But I also believe that I should be ready to fight a guy who doesn't have a name too, right? Like, I can't just be fighting these names and then some random guy thinks he can beat me, or some nobody that nobody knows yet, or so I try to keep myself established and willing to, I'll go to the gym and I'll train with anyone that wants to, you know fight me, and it happens all the time. I go to the gym and there'll be some new guy there who's like always wanted to, like, get his hands on me, and he thinks he does, and he's like, oh, Mike looks bad in some of his fights and this and that. I think I'll beat that guy up. Why does he get so much attention? Or, I've worked a long time for this and it didn't just come overnight. I mean, I've been doing this for like 15 years. So, well before the UFC days. So, I try to stay on top, and, people are trying to knock you down.
Does it help that fans are really excited for your fight, for this fight? I mean, does that get you amped up when you know the fans are behind it?
Of course. I mean, I know I've had my differences with the fans in the past because they definitely like to say some stuff online, but you know, I I get online too. I want to be, everyone kind of knows who I am, so sometimes I want to, like, make a page and be like this faceless page, or like put a mask on or something, and just like respond to things how I would want to respond to them. Um, but at the same time, I've grown a lot, mentally, physically, and spiritually, because of, like, um like, what's the word, like litigations, or like, blocks from Instagram, kind of telling me I'm gonna get in trouble if I say this or that and things like that. So it really kind of made me grow up even more. And, how can you be entertaining without just saying, like, oh, like normal, I don't know, bad language, using curse words and things like that, or, you know, just, I want to entertain, and that's what this is. I kind of accepted that a while ago, that this is the entertainment business, and fans have liked me through times I've lost and times I've won. And sometimes when I won, I maybe said the wrong thing. And sometimes when I lost, I said the right thing. And, I take my lessons in stride. And, and I want to entertain. And that ultimately means winning. Whatever it takes to win is possibly the most entertaining thing you can do. So even if that's boring sometimes, if you time it right and you do the right things, they might boo for a second, but then, you know, you find your placement and you get your win, then they'll cheer for you.
So speaking of entertainment, I was at the press conference and that was highly entertaining. And I think a lot of us really appreciated the booger incident, wiping the booger. It was just pure, like a pure fun little thing. Do you have anything planned for the face-offs for the weigh-ins?
Well, now I assume that he's gonna try to come back at me with something. No telling what. My plans for the face-offs at the weigh-ins would be to hit him in his face. To be honest with you, maybe get a little viral video. If he, kind of attacks at all or does something, and or if he tries to wipe a booger on me, I mean, I'm just gonna dodge it, or see what I can do. But I'm focused on putting him on a highlight uh for the fight night. And if he does try to come back at weigh-ins, I'll be ready for it. Put him on a highlight there too. So we'll see what happens.
What do you think that he's better at, fighting or trash talk?
Fighting. I think he's a better fighter than he is a trash talker.
Would you give him lessons on trash talking after the fight's over?
I might still need some lessons. I don't know. I'm not the best trash talker either. I just, it's hard. Like, I play Call of Duty, right? And if you get on the mic, oh my gosh, the stuff that is said, you're like, well, I always think, well, you couldn't be in the public eye saying stuff like that. You would be canceled right away. So it's like, how do I say something, that gets to the point, that's I don't know, dirty and nasty and funny. It has to be funny, and it doesn't get me canceled. So, I have to watch my P's and Q's.
You mentioned that you kind of grew up because Instagram and Twitter was kind of like forcing you to. Now Twitter seems to kind of be a little different with Elon Musk at the helm. Do you think you're going to get like a little bit more risque going forward now that there isn't as many guidelines for Twitter?
Um, well, I also have people that are counting on me, you know, that have sponsored me. They have these companies, they have people watching them. Um, I can't be risky. Um, I have to follow the guidelines. I have to, remain poised and controlled, and focused, and just like, in Instagram DMs now, they have this message that you put daily, like a daily message on Instagram. And I always put, like, I'm big on positivity, and not necessarily knocking someone else, just kind of uplifting myself. So like yesterday, my message was like attributes, and a graph chart going up, like, because I was lifting weights and I was pumping iron, and and I think that physical or that mental manifestation is so real. You can feel it, that when I'm looking for that message of the day, and I'm like, what am I gonna put today? Sometimes I don't always have it something, but when I do figure it out, I feel a boost from it. And so, like I said about being big on positivity, like the people who are supporting me and my family, they need the same energy back from me. So I'm watching out for them. I'm watching what I say so that anyone supporting me isn't knocked down on what I say. And um like, last night I tweeted, Market Cypher had tweeted a picture of me rocking their stuff coming out to a fight, and he said, I'm gonna knock out Luke Rockhold and I'm gonna be flying their colors again. So I retweeted the picture, and then I would like type a whole thing out. It was kind of funny, kind of quirky, but and maybe a lot of people wouldn't get it or whatever. So I would like delete it. It took me like a half an hour to do a tweet, and I was just like, I ended up just tweeting, like, I tagged Jack Black, and I have a whole story as to why. I was thinking, because what they put is like written in stone. So I was like, it's stonework. And then I was gonna, talk about, because Luke called me fat or something. He said, look at my belly. I said, that's the power belly. And you think, uh and I'm sponsored by Kenpai Pandas now. So I was talking about the Kung Fu Panda, and who plays the Kung Fu Panda is Jack Black. And I was like, you think Jack Black won't put the power belly on you? And skadoosh. I didn't even, my brain goes far, but I try to reel it all in and just keep it simple so that if anybody does ask questions, it's not, they couldn't come up with something horrendous that they do on the internet just based off of a couple of words that I post.
I'm gonna have to save that and use that next time someone calls me fat. I'm gonna say it's a power belly.
Yeah, drop it on them, skadoosh.
And I guess my last question for you, when you get past Luke Rockhold, what's the game plan? Who do you want to call out? Have you looked past him yet? I know you don't want to look too far past him, but I'm sure you have some goals. What's the next stop?
Um, you know, um, I said it in the past, and I'm turning in. I am the money fight. I am the toughest looking guy on the planet doing this, succeeding in bare knuckle boxing, and now fighting, taking on a bigger opponent, bigger weight class, and ex-world champion in the UFC. So, when I do beat this guy, there are some fights that intrigue me. Um, I'm interested in enjoying some family time after the fight, and I'm not looking past this opponent yet, but there are some fights that intrigue me, and probably Darren Till's at the top of the list. I know he's been announced as a possible candidate.
Awesome. I really appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.